Hey everybody, it's the last Robokai here. This is Nioh. I'm joined by Cool Guy, and today we're doing all the weapons masters. But first, a new feature has been added now that we've beaten the epilogue of the game. We can now level up our guardian spirits.
Because we needed to be able to level up everything else in this frickin' game. Holy mother!
Yeah. So now Emrita gets dunked into yet another giant Emrita pit, and as you can see, I'm just sort of showing what gets changed. Yeah, a lot gets changed.
A lot gets changed. Holy crap.
The more you pour in, the more your stats go up and everything like that, so I've only had enough to jump it up to level 24 of 30, which is still pretty impressive.
Oh, at least it caps out at 30 instead of...
That's not all, though. Oh, that's not all, you see, because we can also add a second Guardian Spirit now as a secondary. And what this allows us to do is, first we get a statistical bonus from having it on there, so we'll put our paired Raikon on the first one. And as you can see, as we flick through, you can see that there is a bonus sort of down the bottom there that we get with some of them, and at the same time, also one of their existing statistics that they have is passed on as well.
Got it.
And you can level that up too, and you can actually switch between the two in mid battle as well. So if you feel like the elemental power of one isn't working, you can flick to another one. Or if you want to take advantage of the different stats.
Freaking Sorsei requiring 25 spirit that you don't have just yet.
Yeah, Sorsei's kind of like a good grinding spirit, just because she.
I don't know. I think it's
like
absolutely hysterical that you know, William's own guardian spirit could have any sort of prerequisites on it. It's just like, oh wow, you have not been taking care of yourself, like, bro. You need to hit the gym again.
It's time to get started. We are what we basically had to do for each and every single one of these to unlock is we had to get a certain level of proficiency with these weapons, which was, as you can see, 500,000 proficiency points. And we're going to start with Tonfa first, because the Tonfa trainer is just Hanzo. They didn't give us anything particularly new with the DLC ones. Marume was our Odachi trainer, Hanzo's our Tonfa trainer. Which could make sense, because the Tonfa is, you know, kind of a ninja weapon. Its first use will be against a ninja enemy, like when it's introduced as an enemy holding it. Something to look forward to.
Yeah, but part of the entire thing with ninja weapons is that they were supposed to be able to be concealed among among norm. God damn it, that fucking hat! I'm trying to be serious, Robokai. Making this hard on me.
That's had staying for the entirety of the video. I'm sorry.
I swear to God. Anyway, but yeah, no. Point is that scans.
Yeah, so it's fighty time.
Donk.
Tonfa looks good no matter who's wielding it. So him versus Hanzo versus me. It just look at this.
Yeah, no, kind of looks like an MMA bout.
I love the dodge that happens when you do a key pulse as well. Like, he just sort of does this quick downward spin.
Helicoptering the Tonfas around. That was pretty cool looking. Nothing to worry about, he says, as he just starts spamming the same hug move over and over again.
Hey, it's fine. This is a fair duel between cool dudes. This is gonna be the least talky of the ones, because obviously we've already seen all that Hanzo has to do for us. So like, and we already know everything there is to know about Hanzo. So.
Yeah, no, he was rather front and center throughout the main campaign, as much as he tried not to be.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of cool ninjas to talk about later in the game as well. On top of him.
It's nothing. Nobody believes you, buddy. Like, nobody believes you on that.
Every single move just looks beautiful. Like I said, the
really
Tonfa tries hard.
Oh man, I thought for certain he was gonna punish that.
He wanted to, and I wanted him to not to.
Well, fortunately, he did what you wanted. Well, and now he's just gonna fall over. He's just like, all right. That was one too many.
Still got that line.
Still got that line.
That contentious line.
beat him in the face with a freaking wooden stick about 1,000 times. He's still like, well, let's not mess around, bro. Like, how about you stop bleeding?
It's alright, as we've discussed in the past. Blunt instruments are weapons of peace, so he's fine.
Yeah, whatever. That was ridiculous when European priests were doing it. It's ridiculous now.
Yeah, so now we've got access to the 2 Tonfa mystic skills, as they call them. Just go over and check them out. We've got increasing the damage when you perform consecutive attacks and cancelling out of any attack using Demon Dance, which is the dodging technique. So that's cool, and that's Tonfa, which means now we're actually going to be going and meeting some new characters.
Oh,
and the first one we're going to
buddy.
do is the Katana, and this is Yagyu Seki Shuasai, sometimes known as Yagyu Munetoshi, also a variety of other names, including Shinsuke Shinzaimon. He is one of Japan's more famous swordsmen of that time, from like a rather minor sort of, minor lord. His father was a minor lord in the Yagyu village, which wasn't too far from the capital, I believe, because his path crosses a lot of characters from there. And Yagyu Seki Shusai, who I will honestly just want to call Munetoshi because it's easy to say.
Seki Shusai is
Seki
how
Shusai?
you pronounce his name.
Yeah, so Munetoshi. His family line is pretty famous too. His son was quite well known in history as well as a general of the Tokugawa when they sort of hit their shogunate reign, and his son was Jubei, the famous eye-patched character that you'll often see appearing in works of fiction. He didn't have much of a historical note, but he appears in lots of stories and things like that, old Jubei. And Yagyu Munetoshi also features in the stories of Musashi Miyamoto.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I only vaguely recognized it, but I was pretty certain I recognized the name from Miyamoto's story, and like, wasn't he one of the founding members of the School of the Five Rings, or am I messing that up?
He is the master of the Shinkage Ryu School of Combat, which is different, I believe. He in the tale Musashi, he was already old by the time a young Musashi tracks him down. But Musashi is so moved by the man that he sees, even in age, the presence, everything like that, it sort of acts as a bit of a wake-up call for him. And he was actually quite a proficient general himself. He fought quite a few times for Matsunagi Hisahide before Hisahide kind of went off the rails. And he adopted the Shinkage Ryu style because he fought another sort of master swordsman named Kamizumi Hidetsuna, who was the actual he was the master of God, I've already forgotten his name because there are so many names to remember. But our previous trainer, who's been doing, with the amazing beard that we've had all the time, he was a student also of Hidetsuna, as well, and that was the guy who played before the Shogun. So, okay. These are the 2 katana skills you get. They're pretty cool. Interesting ones. Just hitting people from behind gives you more damage. Kind of strange, but
And also makes it easier to parry. I noticed that one. I'm just like, this game is basically. Oh wow, that dude's face.
Hozoen Inei is
I'm not familiar
essentially
with this gentleman at all.
He is famous in regards as he founded the entirety of the the Hozoen Ryu style of spear fighting. And he has had quite a few famous. He has quite a few famous students in the time in Japanese history as well. Like including Hozoen Inshan, who is quite popular, quite famous in a lot of stories. Hozoen Inei also appears in the Tale of Musashi, and was also the actual guy responsible for organizing the match between between our previous one there, Yagyu Munetoshi, and Kamizumi Nobutsuna. He was the guy who actually arranged the fight between them that ended up resulting in Munetoshi learning the Shinken-ryu style. So you can sort of see there's like there was quite a lot of folks there, but yeah, he wasn't really that interested in fighting. I think it was more just sort of like an aesthetic development thing, just part of like his training as a spear user and things like that.
Yeah, very aesthetic the way you just impaled him and hung him up to dry. Just like
the spear is
totally
made of wood.
see the
It's
beauty
fine.
in that.
Yeah. So in the he often he appears in a few stories about Musashi. In some, he trains Musashi to defeat one of his disciples who has lost their way, which is interesting. But I don't think he actually does that in the actual the book Musashi, which I've read. I don't remember too much about him.
Yeah, I've definitely read that book, and I don't remember Hozoin ever showing up in that book. That it's entirely possible that I've forgotten details over the good Jesus Christ, dude.
I love that move so much. Not the coolest move you can do to someone when they're staggered, but pretty much up there.
Most impressive. I'm really impressed that you managed to avoid skewering my gizzard those 2 times. It's like I'm pretty sure all of my major organs still work.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like in Yakuza. No one ever is actually killed by Kazuma when he beats them up and slams their head in a car door repeatedly.
Also very much like the Batman games. Like Batman has never killed anyone throughout. Lets man fall off 5-story building.
Yes. So we've done another one, and that one actually unlocks a fight that we'll do later in the video.
Oh
because
boy.
we've still got a few more characters to run into. And yep. Spear stance change from any stance. That's an ability I believe that you can use. But I honestly this is the good one though.
That's
no
the good
ricochet.
one.
Hello.
Done.
Rub that on my face.
Yeah, no,
go.
It's like hey, you can mess around with stances, or you could fix the single big problem that we have been complaining about the entire freaking Let's Play. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. Also, that
now we have
mask.
Shisen Kosen. This guy, I tried to do a lot of research on, and I couldn't really find that much about him personally. His name doesn't bring up anything aside from Nioh. However, it is possible to get his Kurisegawa. And the important thing about that weapon is it's referred to as the Shishido Kurisegawa, and that's important because the Shishido were a clan that were, aside from being sort of semi-famous for being users of the Kurisegawa, they were a clan that that sort of came from the Aki province. They annoyed the hell out of Mori Motonari for a while, and then eventually sort of the clan married into the Mori clan and became part of it. So good growth. Their clan leader married the second daughter of Motonari Mori. He's got a wicked lunge, by the way. He's gonna give me trouble.
Did
because he
notice
has this...
that you were playing keep away here, and I presumed there was a very good reason for that.
He will get in on me quite a few times because he has this and I've got the move too. But he just he's gonna pop my head in a lot. But what I did realize is looking through that. There is a little bit more about the Shishido aside from that because, again, no surprise, the Shishido appear in the story of Miyamoto Musashi.
Jesus.
In particular, a fellow named Shishido Baiken. Now, no one's actually entirely sure how much of that person's existence is myth or truth. In some stories, he's somebody who was already killed and his identity stolen by somebody else. But he essentially fights and is killed by Musashi when Musashi uses his two-handed style, using his shorter blade to wrap the chain around, and that allows him to freely strike with his katana with the other hand. And so that's
as it were.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I can think of that this character might be based on. It may just be his name is a mistranslation, and that's why we don't sort of quite know. But yeah, I don't know.
Oof. Oh, so that was really well read by you at that point, by the way. And this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna say it now. This guy has. This guy is really good at walk-in strikes. So
yeah, no,
which is
the
like
dude has
what
the
I like
hops.
doing. So yeah, he's the one who actually beats me out of all the ones that we've fought so far.
I mean, the way he's using the Kusarigama's like big strength in terms of the fact that it is dangerous from all ranges, even if it's not especially dangerous from any specific one. He's leveraging that really well against you in a way that the player frequently can't in the game itself, simply because enemies have so much more health than you. Like you have to treat this guy with care no matter where you are. And obviously, I haven't played this far. This is just me interpreting this and doing Slippy's enemy shield analyzed in the moment.
Yep. Oh, you're 100% correct. That's such a good move.
Really is.
I can never catch him with the pull, but he always
shit.
get me with his. I need to get back and just need to move sideways to make sure he doesn't pull me in. See, I tried to get him with a few times, and he just...
Yeah, he wasn't buying that one. He saw what you were selling.
But yeah. Also worth noting, take a look at his feet, if you can.
Yeah, he's wearing the stilted sandals. Name I am forgetting right now. Whatever.
Yeah, so it makes him a lot taller, but he can't. When you play as him, using his model, because beating each of these masters unlocks them to be purchased from the tea house to play as. He doesn't have those. He just walks on normal shoes. It's just like, I know. I was so mad the first time I saw that. I was like, what are you people doing? Give me my stilts. What the fuck, guys?
Seriously. I don't know what you think you're pulling there, but I want to jump around on freaking two pogo sticks, just screwing around with everybody.
There we go. Now we've defeated him. We can move on to the axe.
Yay!
Because we already know who the axe trainer is. I've already spoiled that back at Greater Demon Hunting.
Yeah. It's gonna give me flashbacks.
It's Kentucky time.
Yep.
It's actually, I was thinking about Kentucky a little, actually, and I was thinking to myself, man, you know, it's kind of funny, actually, because everybody notices at the beginning, everybody notices Dragon Ball, the series Dragon Ball, the start of Dragon Ball. Everyone's like, yeah, that's just sort of like an allegory of, Journey to the West, the story of Monkey and everything like that. At the beginning of Dragon Ball, Goku wrestles a carp, a giant carp. That's actually a Kentucky thing. That's how in fact, the story of a boy in the mountain being found by somebody and recruited as part of a journey is in fact more a Kentucky story than a Monkey story, because Monkey at that point was buried under a rock as punishment for basically fucking things up in heaven. So it's sort of an interesting difference there.
I mean, it introduced Goku a lot better in terms of Dragon Ball. It's easy to dismiss it as just a contrivance, but it's kind of like I actually wasn't aware that was a Kentucky thing. And it's kind of cool
the image of a baby child Kentucky wrestling a giant fish is 100% is 100% like a thing.
Okay, well, he's coming out of the gate swinging. Jesus!
Yeah, and it's gonna be a fun fight. I like this fight.
Oh man!
Just coming at each other in hell with wooden axes. This feels like it would probably hurt more than a regular axe, but I'm not an expert in this.
The other main person we fought here has been freaking
the Toad.
Yeah, like Hanzo's dad, and I don't think Kentucky is gonna quite win on style there, but holy crap, he's still gonna make you remember him.
Yeah, this stage is honestly
so
makes the
fun.
fight. Yeah, this fight makes things a little easier, unfortunately, for Kentucky, because destroying the little gravestone markers can give you elixirs.
Oh,
and
well, crap.
Whereas the other ones, you don't get that sort
buddy!
of thing.
You had that one. Should've but all of the blocking that the AI does, and he just blows that one. Indeed, you are a fine swordsman. We were using axes. I get the point, but still, though, it sounds weird.
Yeah. So he's the only one who doesn't really have that quite sort of like the weapon trainers outside of Hanzo that doesn't have that kind of Marume is like tied in with the rest of them as well. Like they've all got this sort of this common thread. They're around in the same time period. They've either got a connection to like Kamizumi Nobutsuna or Miyamoto Musashi, and now we've got the two-handed katana trainer. And
if
you would
that's
think
not
after
if that's
it
not
is in
Musashi,
fact not Musashi.
you are kidding me. I don't believe you.
No,
I think you're.
I'm not kidding you. It will make more sense when you actually see who it is.
All right, if you say so.
Yeah, and so that's some more axe-related stuff.
Massively
And
boosts the damage. Yeah, that's more or less what you're around for when you're with axes.
it's none other than the swordsman
shit.
shogun himself, Ashikaga Yoshiteru.
Okay, all right,
Who
fine.
has returned from beyond the grave to teach us his amazing techniques.
All right, you win game. You like I'm fine with this.
Yes, the final piece of the puzzle, because as I've said, Kamizumi, Nobutsuna, and Marume performed before him. And he lauded their performance and said it was the best swordsmanship in basically unparalleled in Japan. And as a big fan of sword fighting, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And kind of funny that he's fighting us in in the castle that he is, the Matsunaga Castle. That's interesting.
Oh, come on. I was sad.
They have
I
a
was
very
having
quick
seizure
recovery
back
window.
there.
You snooze, you lose.
Like I'm honestly holding my breath on this one pretty hard because these quicker weapons are the ones that the AI is so much better with. Like the slower ones, it can't help but leave itself open a lot of times. But these quicker weapons, the AI is just so much better with. Hey, you're putting on a clinic so far, though. Holy buckets!
Yeah, we're kind of on equal footing. We both have really quick attacks. We both have trickiness.
Yeah, but he's got way more health and way more ki.
Yeah, I do have a lot of, I have a real bag of tricks that I can play on. There we go.
Oh, there it goes.
I'd only been trying to do that the entire time.
Shoot, buddy. Your swordsmanship is impressive. Yeah, you just got demolished by a parry. So yeah, I feel like that's the least you can say on the matter.
It's just fun to watch. It's fun to do. I was actually really happy with how these videos turned out.
Yeah, no,
these fights, because they were fun.
It is an absolute treat to watch you go to work on this, brother. Like this is great. I know I am never gonna be this good at this game, so I'm just like, man, I need popcorn. I did not make popcorn for this episode, and that was a mistake. You are watching at home. Like, if you do not have popcorn, like, pause the video.
Rewind, get popcorn. Oh shit!
We will wait.
Yeah, just pause this. We'll still be here.
Yeah, we'll be here. Don't worry.
I'm trying really hard to just like fancy finish it, but then I'm just like, okay, fine.
Nah, whatever.
Because you actually get a move which lets you do another attack after you do the kick with the twin katanas, which is pretty cool. You can get his armor too, by the way.
All
the characters, armor? Yeah, most of the characters will like they'll drop either a smithing text for their armor or for their weapon or both. A good mixture of them, which is pretty cool. So,
yeah,
it's worth grinding
looking armor.
Yeah, I've actually been picking up pieces of his armor enough that I could make a glamored set for it. So maybe in a future episode, that's what he'll be wearing. That's what William will be wearing.
You are truly worthy to learn my techniques. Looks like he's just sort of looking past you over there on the left. It's like, whatever, don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's always looking ahead. So we've unlocked Master of the Twin Blades as a mission, and we've also got our dual sword mystic skills.
Just because like the main problem with the dual swords is its reach. reduces the key usage. Ooh, shoot. That's
Yep,
pretty
lets
good.
you just... And this one, landing an attack reduces the amount of damage you take for a time, and you can
That
boost
probably doesn't help that much, so, particularly once you start getting into the DLC stuff, because everything's not going to hit like a bloody train everywhere. Anyway.
Alright. It's time for Master of the Twin Blades. Somebody
Oh,
is still
here
in
it goes.
Sekigahara fighting demons, and we need to get over there and help the guy, because he's struggling a bit. So Ashikaga, this is a mission you only get by defeating Ashikaga in the previous mission. So it's well worth your time to do it. It's well worth your time to get
I'm looking
the
forward to seeing
proficiency
who
to
this
do everything.
badass is, by the way.
This silly bugger
This
fighting
complete
demons in
mad
Sekigahara.
lad fighting demons in Sekigahara, like however many days, weeks, or months it is afterward.
Well, let's take a look, see who he is. He sounds pretty young.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's just on the beginning of his journey.
Not who I thought it was going to be.
He's not quite got twin blades going. He's still learning.
Yeah.
The Sekigahara was the start of a different sword master's legend.
Oh, dude, that
don't
dude
worry.
poised
Enemies-
through everything there.
Enemies are still hitting like a truck. Don't worry about it.
Dingbat with a hand cannon.
How dishonorable. This is the most dishonorable of basins, really. The things they're gonna throw at me are gonna be very upsetting.
All right. You should have taken that one directly on the chin. Like, I don't know how you managed to dodge that one.
No, it's trouble.
Oh, freaking nope.
Yeah, he's doing that thing wheel monks do,
Yup.
and I ain't interested. Just
We have put up with more than enough of that in this Let's Play.
I kind of way over level this fight, to be honest. Like by nature of the fact that you do these master missions way earlier, so doesn't mean they can't do lots of damage, as you saw with the skeleton warrior. He probably could have one-shot me if I was lesser than I was.
Or even just wearing slightly lighter armor, because you're in medium armor here, pretty much all around.
Well actually, yeah, I am actually mostly wearing Nobunaga armor. Like, before I was glamored, but then I picked up some as a result of doing the previous missions, and now I'm actually wearing it. So...
Damn decency of your buddy to distract that revenant while you took care of the problem.
Oh yeah, and now we really need to work together because... Anyway, time.
Oh, hell no.
I told you this thing just keeps fucking popping up everywhere and ruining my day.
Good lord. Nope. Dude, please attack the Nioh.
He's working on it. Unfortunately, he's been taken down, so we've got to help him, but that will be difficult because this guy is, this Nioh is going a bit ham all around him. The Nioh is known for his ham attacks.
That Nioh is on a lot of crack right now. that dude loaded
he's
up
got
his
into
pipe.
He's got into the Hinazumi's crack. Oh no! That's like the most powerful of crack.
Yeah,
I ain't falling for it this time, you kooky son of a gun.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, as you can see, he's doing that a lot.
Uh-huh.
I think it is kind of important to notice, though, he hasn't actually hit me yet.
I was about to say yet.
Yet? And still didn't. Okay, let's get him up. And let's move again.
You saved me! Gets struck by lightning immediately. Please die. Oh,
There we
thank
go.
God.
He seems pretty excited.
He's so fucking impressed that he managed to not die.
Yeah.
He's like Raiden telling the Colonel he managed to avoid drowning. Good job.
I think this is much more of an achievement, to be honest.
True story, but still, I mean, I kind of feel like I need to give this dude head pats.
It's
You're
Musashi.
joking!
It's Musashi.
Oh my God.
This is where the story of Musashi began, at the end of Sekigahara.
That's true. That's true. I didn't put it together. Frickin' Musashi's
Hey,
so young. I didn't get it. I'm so
Yes.
used to like seeing him depicted as a middle-aged or later warrior. It's just like, okay, whatever. Like this is a young dude. Can't be him. Oh wait, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yep. And now that we've done that, that will unlock a mission later in the DLC. Like that, you will never see this mission unless you've done this in the main game. Dear.
And I love how Yoshiteru is sort of assuming that you used twin blades on that one. Just like, nah, dog. I just needed one really, really good blade.
All right, now it's time to fight the two masters. Yep, now we have to fight Hozo Nine and
Kamizumi
and Munetoshi,
Nobutsuna.
Yagyu Munetoshi together. I'm still calling him Munetoshi because it's so much easier to say. So yeah, this is a 2-on-1 fight, but the thing is it's not like a lot of the other previous fights. Because you're fighting 2-on-1, the game has gone, okay, you don't have to bring the wooden weapon, you don't have to seal your Guardian Spirit away, bring all of your dirty tricks.
Because you're gonna need them.
You know, in fact, the funniest part though is that knowing that you'd go in with all your dirty tricks, they aren't immediately spawned, so that you can't headshot one of them to start the fight. It's like they know us.
That's definitely what I would have done. I definitely would have brought a hand cannon and just been like, hey, everything above your jaw is now not there.
There we go.
Hey, buddies.
Even doing that thing where they run alongside you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, it's time to cheese.
Yep.
Come on, me. You're only gonna get. Yeah, that was annoying.
Oh.
There we go. Shocking displays.
You, boy.
Important to remember, I have an Adachi that does water damage, so...
Uh-huh.
There we go.
Now he's confused.
Blender time.
Blender time. All right,
That's
thank
what?
God. That just simplified this mission a lot.
Yeah, being able to use all of my dirty tricks means that this fight doesn't really have much... Doesn't really have much more to it.
They were doing an okay job of pressuring you when it was both of them. Then like the instant one of them went down, it was just like now you've gone and done it. You're done.
Yeah, I suppose the Adachi could be a kind of spear if you had more pointy end than holdy end.
Yeah, you need more stick. You need more stick for that to be called a spear.
It's just like it's a spear with really terrible proportions.
Dude is
He's
just
old.
going senile. Don't worry.
He's
about
old.
it.
He can't see well. Don't worry about it.
You basically just beat up the nursing home.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how virtuous this should be considered.
Now, defeating that mission unlocks the last of the Weapons Master missions. And this one is a... oh, it's a gauntlet. There's no other word to describe it. We're going to be fighting these guys one after another.
All of the Weapon Masters now?
Except for Hanzo.
Oh,
He's not included because this came out as the... This came out as the, like in the normal release, so the Tonfa hadn't been added. Marume's in there because he was your previous teacher for the other stuff, and that's everybody else is added in.
Oh, this is gonna get dicey.
This isn't even gonna be the longest gauntlet fight that's in the game. You can see I'm buffing.
Just drop all of the buffs.
All right,
I would
so
too.
let's start with Marume. Gonna catch me by surprise a fair bit here. I'm not gonna let it happen.
What's
no.
wrong? Freaking both of you knock each other to a standstill, and he's still laughing. It's like Marume.avi. That is this guy. All right, down you go. Next.
One down. Next, Ashikaga Yoshiteru, the sword fighting shogun.
Tonk. If by a long time you mean literally 3 missions ago, then sure.
Hey, he knows what he's been doing in that time.
He's dead, so just like time means nothing to him. Like, a second is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a second.
Yeah, he could have been doing a lot in the underworld before he came to hello to us.
Why not?
Now it's time for Zoyan.
Back to just beating up the words hard.
Yeah, I do clown on him more than, like, literally any of the other ones. I don't know if that's, like, just the nature of his weapon versus my weapon, or I've just got a good read on spear users because they used to cause me so much trouble.
I mean, it's a good idea to get in close with enemy spear users simply because the AI doesn't like fighting at that range, which makes sense with an AI that has access to as many moves as Zoan is probably a mistake, but all of the other spear AIs in the game don't quite have access to that.
Yeah, now it's time for
buddy.
Ikutoki. Unfortunately for him,
I love your
I'm wielding the
enthusiasm.
better large beat stick.
But yeah, no, you've basically been outmatched by the DLC, making your weapon completely obsolete. Like, I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I found out a similar way. It was painful.
All right, time for Shisen in Kosen, and he is going to be just as much trouble as he was before.
Yeah, like his ability to be dangerous at any range, plus the fact that he has 1,000,000 health and a lot of ki, is a really rough combination.
He doesn't quite have the same walk-in power he did before. So
Well,
that's
because you've got the ability to clear.
Lost.
Yeah, you've got the ability to clear at close range now. Like, you didn't really have that when you were dealing with Kusarigama.
You can see he's still dangerous, and
Yup.
jokes on him. Ninja powers.
Ninja Lord! Yes.
Didn't get a chance to show that off till now. It's an amazing ability. It's also, as you saw, one that can be incredibly dangerous if the enemy is attacking and you land on it. But by God, doesn't that look cool?
That looked amazing. I laughed, I cried, I watched him try to dodge a stab, and that kind of raised his belly button.
And one last to go.
Over you go. Appreciate
the magic buffing my Emerald again has really helped on this as well, because it's allowed me to do it multiple times.
Come on. Oh, he's out. Yes, there it is. It is a good idea to end with the katana user though, simply because the AI does best with katanas. Just its flexibility means that the AI can cover its mistakes a little better. Not that it matters when you've got this much power. Like you
can actually do this fight barehanded, by the way, and the game recognizes that, and you get a special message for it. You don't get any other bonuses. They just say, "Wow, you beat the shit out of us without even using a weapon." Because our friend here, Yagyu Munetoshi, he actually developed a working technique for fighting unarmed against somebody who is armed.
Armed, yeah.
Yeah, so that's another thing. It's the Mutadori, I think it's called. But anyway, that's it for that. Next time, we've still got heaps to go because now we've got all the bosses to fight. There are lots of bosses challenges left to do.